Some participants take off a 2-day workshop on improving care to persons in need of rehabilitation. The event at Repa Call Mutengene started this July 19, 2024. Activities continue building up for July 24th big events for the CWA. The Martha Ecclesia Division in Mile 16 currently paid a visit to an orphanage celebrate with kids ahead of the Diamond Jubilee. And in our newscast tonight, we take you through this feature story to explore some extracurricular activities children are engaged in during the long-term holiday. Those were our headlines. The news in details right ahead. Friday, July 19, 2024. Many thanks for joining us on this edition of Divine Mercy Prime with me, Sama Aileen. The Christian Rehabilitation Network in Cameroon has organized a rehabilitation conference at Repa Call Mutengene. The training started this Friday, 19th July, and is aimed at responding to the needs and improving the care given to people in need of rehabilitation in Cameroon. John Philip Wanla has details.
In a capacity building seminar and an interprofessional networking with all local rehabilitation workers in and out of the Southwest region, the Christian Rehabilitation Network of Cameroon is here to provide an opportunity to promote good practice and health to rehabilitation personnel. Mr. George Fola, a physiotherapist, elaborates on the importance of the Christian Rehabilitation Network Cameroon and her objectives.
Rehabilitation is complex. No one individual can perform it. Being a physiotherapist, you cannot do rehabilitation alone and succeed. You need the occupational therapist, you need the multi-skills rehabilitation technician, you need the community-based rehabilitation field worker. So these people, we are bringing them under one roof so that we reason together and then know each other, know what each other is supposed to do, because we need to collaborate, we need to develop so that we can provide high quality services.
Some trainers stressed on the need of insertion of the services of rehabilitation into the public health other than leaving it at the mercy of the social welfare.
Most important thing that I want to highlight here in Cameroon, rehabilitation is like a new field other than the medical field. So like, for example, if I'm going to say, if a person have a problem that require a surgical operation, let's say amputation, but what do we have to think about that person after amputation? That's where rehabilitation starts. That is also where occupational therapy will intervene to make sure that amputated person is engaging in their daily life and being productive in his own community.
In another note, one of the trainees expounded on the need for the participants to move towards expertise while talking on the need for continuous professional development.
I just talked about continuous professional development. It is very important and key, because a professional who is not developing, who is not growing, who is not learning, is not a professional. He has gone out of practice. There are a lot of people out there who are not able to meet up with the current professional standards because they are not developing themselves professionally. So this is an opportunity for us in this organization. We are keeping a very close eye on it so that our members are actually up to date. They have the right skills all of the time, they have the right attitudes, they have the right knowledge, because healthcare is evolving.
Sister Ortan Zinjan, host of this first ever conference of the Christian Rehabilitation Network, is impressed with the turnout.
We are here because we've realized that in our country, Cameroon, we do not have any network, anybody, any governing body overlooking the activities of persons working with people, disabled persons. So we decided that let's come together. This is the very first time people of this capacity are meeting together to talk about quality services being offered to persons living with disabilities, because many a times you see people you see somebody suffering from maybe stroke or back pain, you just go to the quarters and somebody is just trying their luck on you, instead causing more harm than good. So we want to regulate activities of people who attend to disabled persons.
Participants on their part were glad to take part in the conference and expressed their expectations at the end of the event.
At the end of this, it's also a privilege for me to also see the other rehabilitation technicians in other domains apart from physiotherapy, and we also work as a multi-disciplinary committee. We work together. It's not a one-size-fits-all. We work as a group, and to see that patients' functions are being regained and they are independent, and that's our goal.
I'm very happy for this first day because they've enlightened us so much on rehabilitation. We used to hear about this word, but we don't know what comes into that word. And so today we have gotten a wider knowledge about rehabilitation through the various presenters or the various presentation. So I'm very happy for what we have so far learned from this first day, and more is still coming tomorrow. And we hope that with all what we are going to do during these 2 days will help to ameliorate our rehabilitation centers all over Cameroon and bring better services to children with disabilities.
Individuals or persons practicing physical rehabilitation are called upon to participate in such conferences to benefit from the expertise of professionals.
After meeting with the pastors of Presbyterian Church of Fako North and the support field pastor of Cameroon Baptist Convention, the diocesan coordinator of ecumenism and interreligious dialogue, Reverend Father Cletus Aka, has met with the Imam of the Boya Central Mosque, Sheikh Mohammed Abubakar. During this one-day visit aimed at fostering unity among the different denominations within the Diocese of Boya, the Imam assured the priest of his support to the mission. May Nadesh was a part of that visit and now tells us more.
The diocesan coordinator for ecumenism and interreligious dialogue, Reverend Father Cletus Aka, continued with his move to foster unity among Christians, meeting with the Imam of the Boya Central Mosque, Sheikh Mohammed Abubakar, to discuss the main agenda of promoting unity. The Muslim religious leader applauded the bishop for appointing a priest into this office. Mohammed Abubakar says the Muslim community and the Catholic community both share a cordial relationship which cannot be quantified in words.
Islam and Christianity are two sister religions, and so we have more in common than the things which a society can introduce as division. So our relationship is wonderful, and we think that with the appointment of an interfaith Reverend Father who is directly in charge with issues that have to work with other denominations, it's a very good initiative by the Lord Bishop of Boya, which of course will go a long way to bring more harmony.
The Imam assured the bishop that they will make use of the Divine Mercy Radio Television and the Muslim Community Radio Al Huda to have more interfaith discussions regarding social issues in the society to bring harmony.
With the DMR TV station, even the radio, Divine Radio station. But now I think we are going to create more programs where we have more interfaith discussions. Then why not? Also, we have Radio Aguda, that's an Islamic radio station. These are areas where we hope to work, and maybe when we will meet the moderator, they will also talk about the issue of putting up a platform where we can have conversation, interreligious conversation regarding certain social issues in society.
Ending his visit this day, Reverend Father Aka Cletus explained concretely the actions that will be put in place between the Catholic community and the other denominations within the territorial confines of the Diocese of Boya.
And we are going to discuss on issues like violence, marriages, and the attack and the minors and so on. And the Imam made it very clear. And I discovered that there are certain similarities between the Bible and the Quran, because all of us who have one father of faith, they believe in one God. We all believe in one God, and they recognize Abraham as a father of faith, and all of us too. I think interreligious dialogue with the imams or with the Muslims is going to be a wonderful and a fruitful one.
The impact of this interreligious gathering is to foster unity among Christians of different denominations. This represents a significant step toward strengthening community bonds and promoting harmony.
Now, CWA members from the Mater Ecclesia Division in Mile 16 have visited the Saint Glory Orphanage in Moliko to celebrate with the kids ahead of their Diamond Jubilee celebration come July 24th, 2024. These Christian mothers did not just sacrifice their time but equally deemed it necessary that they buy gifts for the kids. Jamilatu Tongtang completes that story.
Catholic Women Association from the Mater Ecclesia Division in Mile 16 on Thursday, July 18, 2024, in line with the activities of the 60th anniversary, visited St. Glory Orphanage in Moliko, Boya. Their many works during this season is aimed at revisiting all the areas they had visited before the anniversary preparations began, so as to sensitize, celebrate, and inform them of their upcoming 60th anniversary on July 24th, 2024.
So we are celebrating 60 years, our Diamond Jubilee as CWA members. We have been doing a lot for these 60 years. So we thought it wise that celebrating, we have to let the people know that we are celebrating. So we have been doing clean-up campaigns, we are working in hospitals, working in churches, working in other offices. So we choose St. Glory Orphanage as a young orphanage that is coming up to support them in food items, clothing, laundry equipment. So that's why we came here today.
The founder of the orphanage, Madame Rachel Tonge, expressed joy and gratitude of the visit by the Mater Ecclesia women of Mile 16 as they remembered the orphanage.
St. Glory Orphanage has 23 children. All of them go to school. And it has been a great pleasure, joy this morning for us to see the women of our mothers from the my 16 parish, my 16, my 14 parish coming to visit us. We're so happy to have them, and they are celebrating their 60th anniversary. It is not a day's job, something they have done for a long time, and today counts it all to show that they have been doing much, moving from place to place, doing charity and doing evangelism. We thank them so much.
One of the kids at the orphanage equally shared her joy upon seeing the women visit and could not help but do lots of prayerful declarations as she wishes everything good in return for these mothers who did not only dedicate their time to visit but also brought gifts for them.
Very happy today to see the mothers visiting us. It's a very big pleasure. I'm very happy. I pray that God will bless them, continue to guide them. Their pocket shall never run dry. They should be blessed in and out of season.
The visit ended with an amazing praise session led by the CWA mothers as they bid goodbye to the kids at the orphanage while promising to pass by individually or in groups as they did that day.
Let's talk diocesan projects now. Finishing works and renovations continue to go in some main projects in the Diocese of Boya in preparation for the 75th anniversary of the diocese and welcome of the bishops of Cameroon come 2025. Our reporter Joseph Otop visited the site and now updates us on the projects.
As the Mothers of the Church, the Catholic Women Association of the Diocese of Boya, in preparation of the Diamond Jubilee come July 24, 2024, during a tour with their prelate on July 10th, visited some major diocesan projects to check the level of preparedness and also appreciate the good works of His Lordship Michael Bibi and his collaborators. Few days down the line, construction and renovation works of these diocesan projects continue to grow in leaps and bounds in preparation not only for the celebration of the Diamond Jubilee of the CWA Women, but also for the 75th anniversary of the Diocese of Boya come 2025 and the welcoming of the bishops of Cameroon for the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, with the diocese being the host. At the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral, the wiring of light at the basement to give it a better view continues, the making of more benches for the Co-Cathedral, as well as the tiling of the Adoration Chapel is almost at completion, which in the nearest future will serve as a place for personal prayers to Jesus present in the consecrated Eucharist host. The multipurpose hall, located at the premise of the Bishop Pius Awa Memorial Pastoral Center, does not remain indifferent to the progress of work at other diocesan projects, as the placement of ceilings on the roof has begun and cutting of the floor in preparation for future celebrations relating to the diocese and other events. As these projects continue to make waves in the diocese, the roofing level of the convent and chapel have begun, which will serve as a residence for the handmaid sisters of the Blessed Virgin Mary and also an avenue for prayers. With hopes high and fingers crossed, these structures will not only serve a great deal to the Christians of the Diocese of Boya, but for all and beyond.
Moving on. The annual retreat of priests belonging to the Presbyterium of the Archdiocese of Bamenda has come to an end. This retreat that ended today, Friday 19th July, took place at the Pastoral Center in Bamenda Nkwe with Bishop Emmanuel Badejo of Oyo Diocese in Nigeria acting as the retreat master. The priests appreciated and rated high the content received in the course of their 6-day observation of prayer, spiritual fortification, and sharing of experiences pertaining to the priestly ministry. Reverend Father Martin J. Moka has the details.
The priest and Archbishop of the Metropolitan See of Bamenda today ended with a 6-day annual retreat for priests this year 2024, facilitated by Bishop Emmanuel Badejo of Oyo Diocese in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Speaking heart to the attendees, the retreat master focused on the theme, "Stay at your duty post," a call for priestly availability, total submission and selfless service in God's vineyard. It has been a moment to pray and to encounter Christ and reconsider pertinent aspects in the priestly life and service and dedication to the church, with some key distinctions given out as the beneficiaries who happen to be priests identified with key points flowing from the retreat period.
The retreat was very spirit-filled, and the bishop actually led us to encounter again a new Jesus Christ, and the bishop again led us to reconsider very important things in our lives as priests and in our service and in our dedication to the church. One key distinction which the bishop made was the distinction and the insistence on spirituality and ecclesiology, how we should deeply know the church and love the church, and of course with our individual spiritualities, that they should always be in line with the mind and with the teaching of the church. So I think that was a key point of this retreat. And also again, the bishop also encouraged us to try as priests as much as possible to put order into chaos which the world and the church may be going through now.
To all belonging to the priestly family of the Archdiocese of Bamenda, this has been for real a moment of renewal of mission, a moment to ponder on their priestly identity, and a moment to know themselves more with the strength of God. And some of the priests openly recognized how spirit-filled and nourished they have been at the end of the retreat.
I'm living here feeling really renewed, feeling strengthened. And in fact, it was very evident that the Spirit of God is at work. It's at work. When you allow that Spirit of God to lead you, things go very well. The church is not our church. It's the church of Christ. And the work is not our work. It's the work of the Holy Spirit. And in fact, I really think that when we allow the Spirit of God to lead us, as our retreat master exhorted us to do, the Holy Spirit takes over. We don't need to be afraid. What we need is just faith in God, and everything will be in place.
The retreat master, Bishop Badejo, also expressed his overwhelming joy with the very active audience of priests he encountered in Bamenda. This for him was key and commendable.
I think right from the start, I saw that there was a good spirit among the priests for the retreat. I have mentioned several times the singing, the participation in the liturgy and in the prayers is quite impressive. And I have seen that the attention that the priests gave to the interactions and the presentations was high class. And the decorum during the retreat is something that I think we really need to maintain and keep.
The well-refined and harmonious enchantment of the goodness of the Lord from the heart of the priest was clearly indicative of the joy and spiritual strength accompanying the priest of a united and hard-working Presbyterium in the Archdiocese of Bamenda, as they all look forward to return to their respective places of work with more efforts doubled and why not tripled.
Nice to watch them. Now on to this feature story. In an effort to enrich the summer break for children this year, Volcanic Warrior, an association renowned for its specialized sports and recreational activities, have organized classes to foster creativity and skills development amongst youths. This program is taking place at Government Nursery School, Boya Town. Hilarion visited this center and brought back this report.
This is what keeps these children busy during this summer at this center. The activities organized at Government Nursing School Boya Town by Volcanic Warriors is aimed at fostering creativity and skills development among the children.
My name is Anna, managing director of the Volcanic Warriors Sport and Recreational Academy. We mostly engage children on holiday period because it is a time where most of the children are always at home, always engaged in social media activities, television, cartoons. So this program is a result to distract them from all those activities that they engage themselves at home.
The holiday classes, which runs daily from Tuesday to Fridays, have been organized to accommodate children aged 3 to 16 years. Among the diverse programs offered here are lessons on instruments like piano, guitar, and marching band. Apart from these creative and technological lessons, the children also engage in basic computer knowledge like painting, art, and crafts, just to mention but these.
Sporting activities like outdoor activities during the program we have the sun. So we take them to do outdoor activities like basketball, they do tennis, they do volleyball, they also do karate, they also involve in this aerobic kind of activities. So like the days where it is raining, I will mostly engage them in this indoor activities where we do the cultural activities like the traditional instruments. like the drums, we have the marching band, we have the xylophone, we have the pianos.
With no particular specialization, all the children have good experience in various lessons offered here. The activities which get these children busy have been described by their parents as imperative. The children seriously get acquainted with one another, making the environment conducive as they make it a home away from home.
Hilarion Clinton reporting there. We end our news out of the country. The United Nations says it has asked for $2.7 billion in funding to respond to humanitarian needs, but has received $155 million. The U.S. now pledges $203 million with the hope of averting the crisis in Sudan. Ivory Coast has deported 164 Burkinabe refugees amid concerns. This comes amid ongoing efforts to accommodate the 60,000 Burkinabe who have fled instability in their homeland since 2021. Details of these stories and other news making headline across the world will be yours in the next report. United Nations Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield has said that the U.S. is pledging $203 million with the hopes of averting the crisis in Sudan to spill over into the region. Close to 9 million people have fled their homes, according to the UN, and more than 1 million have left the country. Thousands have been killed in a conflict overshadowed by the ones in Gaza and Ukraine.
I'm proud to announce that the United States Agency for International Development will provide an additional $203 million in funding to the people of Sudan. We hope this new round of aid serves as a call to action for others to follow. Partners will use this funding to build new shelter for refugees or provide cash assistance so that they can pay rent. And it will help children whose lives have been upended by conflict return to school. It will provide emergency food assistance to those who are starving.
The war in Sudan began a little over a year ago, causing tens of thousands to flee into neighboring Chad in search of safety. The UN says it has asked for $2.7 billion in funding to respond to humanitarian needs, but it has received $155 million or 6%. The Burkinabe government has expressed regret over the deportation of 164 of its citizens who recently sought refuge in Ivory Coast. This comes amid ongoing efforts to accommodate the 60,000 Burkinabe who have fled instability in their homeland since 2021. Many of these refugees are hosted by local families, while others are housed in government-established reception centers. On July 13, 2024, a group of 173 Burkinabe, predominantly women and children, and about 50 men arrived in Ouagadougou, Ivory Coast. 7 members of the group reported to local authorities to register their livestock. However, 3 days later, 164 of the refugees were deported back to Burkina Faso without any official explanation. In Kenya, a court on Thursday, July 18, halted a police ban on protest in the capital. The Milimani Law Courts ruled the ban remains suspended pending the hearing and determination of a petition filed by a Kenyan NGO challenging the police directive. On Wednesday, the acting police inspector general banned protests in Nairobi's Central District and surroundings, indefinitely citing a lack of leadership that would ensure peaceful protests. The suspension came before a planned demonstration in which protesters were expected to march to the president's office. Police were heavily deployed around the CBD, patrolling the streets. Thursday, July 18, major routes leading to the president's office were condoned. That's what we had for you tonight on Divine Mercy Prime. But before we take leave of you, we remind you of our top stories. Some participants take off a 2-day workshop on improving care to persons in need of rehabilitation. The event at Repacol Mutengene started this July 19, 2024. Activities continue building up for July 24th big events for the CWA. The Mater Ecclesia Division in Mile 16 currently paid a visit to an orphanage to celebrate with kids ahead of the Diamond Jubilee. And tonight, we took you through this feature story to explore some extracurricular activities children are engaged in during the long third term holiday. Many thanks for viewing. Do stay tuned to more amazing programs coming up on Divine Mercy Radio Television tonight. I have been Sama Eileen for presentation, and once again thank you for staying with us throughout the week. Until next week, have a blessed weekend.